Well, hello everyone. Welcome in. It is an amazing, beautiful after sunset Sunday. And I'm Tammy, your host, the Siberian Wind. I'm glad you're here. And joining me tonight is Sean, the guy who sews. Welcome in, Sean. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. We're fighting the heat. We're trying to fight the heat. We're gonna put it that way. We're trying to fight it. I see that we've got Katie Greenland Quilter in the chat. We've got Pat. We've got Susan. We have Patricia, and we have Dora Lynn. Welcome in, everybody. Glad you guys are here. As you check into the chat, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Dahlia, welcome in. She's here as well. So
Oh, excellent.
tonight I'm going to continue to work on what I worked on the last time Sean was joining me, which has been a month ago. I'm going to continue to work on October's Sew and Tell giveaway quilts. You guys are going to get to see me working on some cutting, as well as I'll show you pieces as I get them done. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Bob. Welcome into the chat. So, Sean, what are you working on tonight?
All right, so I'll be working on Halloweenies, which is a project by Art East Quilting Co. And we are working on the very last block of this project, which is super exciting. So we're going to be working on this one here, which is the Frankenween. And
Oh,
so this will be a lot of fun. This is actually the second time I've made this block. We made it about 12 months ago, and I ended up turning that particular block into a wall hanging for the house for Halloween, which and it turned out beautifully. I had a lot of fun quilting it, and it looks really good in the house for Halloween. And but we needed another one for this quilt, so we'll put it together, and hopefully, with some luck, this week or next, we'll be able to put the whole quilt top together, and we'll get to see it. At that point, and then we'll just go ahead and get it
well,
quilted and bound before Halloween this year. I wanted to get it done last year, but it didn't quite happen.
yeah, no, that's understandable. Welcome in, Rena. I'm going to say this. I kind of really want that one that's in the cauldron sitting in the middle of the bottom with all the bubbles up above. I want that just as a wall hanging.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, that's the beauty of these patterns too. Is if you see one like this, they're done into individual chapters. So if you wanted to do a
Mm-hmm.
wall hanging with just the cauldron and the bubbles above it, you very well could do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, and the cutting
True.
instructions would allow you to do that as well. So
True.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
I saw someone mention that it's late out in Virginia, and I agree with you there because I'm also in Virginia. So what part of Virginia are you in? I can't
Ooh.
remember who said that now.
I don't know. But I see Judy's jumped in the chat.
Patricia.
Twyla is here. Oh, yeah. Patricia says she's tall. Yeah, I bet she is tall. Let's see. And Linda, welcome in. She's been working on the borders for Alice's Wonderland sampler quilt. Now to sit and relax. Yes, definitely relax with us.
Yes.
We love that. And I will try to remember to move my microphone, guys. I will try to keep that in the forefront of my memory. She said she was just saying it was late for you, is what Patricia was
Ah,
saying.
okay. Gotcha. I misread it. It's late, so I probably just misread that in the chat.
Well, that's why he comes on, is because that's why he only does it once a month, is because,
Hmm.
it is late. Oh, she's in California. That's what I thought. Patricia is in
Okay, that makes more
California.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
not.
I'm always on super early at 8 o'clock Eastern, and that's 5 o'clock California
Mm-hmm.
times. And I have a few viewers that pop in from California, Washington State, Nevada, that sort of thing there in the morning, but not everybody wants to get up that early, and I don't know that I would get up that early to watch somebody, as much as I love them all. So this is a good opportunity for me to hop on. People keep asking me for to be on later, and I figure why do my own when I can just come out and hang out with my friend Tammy, and it works out well for both of us. And then for the folks that want to see me live at the same time, and not be up to crack of dawn, this is a great option there for you.
It
So,
is. And I love the company. Oh, thank you, Patricia. You have a raffle ticket for. I can't speak tonight. You have a raffle ticket for October 13th. Thank you very much for the super chat. Let's see. Bob says working on the blocks. 50 are done out of the 140. That's impressive. I love it.
very nice.
Um, and Judy says, Sean, we're in the same time zone, and yes, it's late, but watching you both is worth it. Thank you so much,
Well,
Judy.
thank you. That means a lot because there's a lot of places you guys could be, and we just appreciate. and are honored that you decided to come and spend some of your time here with us. So thank you all so, so much.
Yes, we do love having all of you guys out here. And Susan, please be careful. She said she's going to see if her sewing binding down will aggravate her wrist and hand. It probably will, Susan. Sometimes rest is the best medicine. So please do not strain your wrist too awfully much. And for some reason, my live chat. Oh, that's awesome. Patricia says, start my weekend with Sean and end it with Tammy. See, I like that.
I know, I like that. Yes, I was just reading that myself, so thank you for that. No, we appreciate it.
We do. And we do have
Yeah,
good collaboration going.
we do, yeah. And this is my second live. Actually, I think like I started today over at Katie's channel,
Oh, shoot.
and I'm ending it here. Ending it here with you. That's why I took my 2-hour nap this afternoon.
Oh, I am jealous of that 2-hour nap. Let me tell you, this heat just takes it right out of you. If you had any energy left before the heat just finishes you off. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome.
Good to see you, Miss Cynthia.
I forgot to bring a hair clip out here. I totally should have brought one with me today. I've been taking a lot of stuff inside the house because I'm trying to declutter out here. And I left my hair clips in the house. I don't know if I've got a hair tie. Maybe I do. Nope, I apparently took those in the house too.
That just means the next time you go to the store, you should buy, it might not be a bad idea for you to have a pack out outside.
I've got plenty in the house, so yeah, I should just leave some out here, but then of course I wear them in, or then I bring them out and leave them out here. And so I'm constantly back and forth. Where did I leave my hair tie last, or where did I leave my claw clip or whatever last? Oh no.
That's why you get more, because if they're not where they need to be, what good are they?
Yeah. Susan says she's going to watch your live from yesterday on replay. And then
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Pat said had to restart it, didn't want to start the video. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that. YouTube is sometimes a mess. I'm glad you're here and can see the video now, though. You gotta see my lovely face, right?
Yep. So what have you been up to since we chatted last?
Well, I've had a yard sale, and I have I've helped with laying the floor here in the garage or in my studio. Let me close Outlook because it keeps dinging notifications. Oh, apparently I can't close that. That one's a different program. Okay. But I helped with cutting the flooring. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. And what else have I done?
See, Chris, again, I'm used to saying good morning to Chris, but I've got to remember it's not morning anymore.
No, it's not morning at the moment. Give it another couple hours, it will be.
Well, it's morning somewhere.
It is. It is. I think it's morning over in Italy and the rest of Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, Italy's about 4:05 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Europe's 5:05. Australia, it just turned noon in the eastern part of Australia, so I guess it's still morning in the western part. Maybe 10 a.m.
I need to catch some more YouTube content creators soon. Oh, yes, Mona. Welcome in, by the way. She says, say what? Double Sean today?
Yep, double Sean. Yeah, I remember corresponding with Miss Mona this morning, so.
Okay. Yep, you get a double dose of Sean and you get a little dose of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say I don't know what I'm going to do next week. Last week and this week, I had 3 lives on the weekend, and next weekend I've only got 1. So.
Oh. Hey, you won't have to take a nap, but you can take a nap.
I will take a nap.
Oh, hi, Joan. Welcome in. She says she just
Chances
watched
are good.
Watched your live on replay yesterday, Sean. Love the guest.
Nice.
To see no face. Oh, of course. Of course. The heat in Wyoming has kind of been on our radar. It's been way too high. Hey, Debbie, welcome in. So I think the other thing that I've been doing since you were last on my channel is I've just been battling the heat. I don't handle heat very well. I'm one of those people that's very susceptible to heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So I have to be very careful.
Be very careful.
Yeah. And I definitely pushed myself Friday with the garage sale, and the air conditioning is just not keeping up with triple digit temperatures. And, even if the official temperatures are only like 96 as the high, it's still hitting triple digits in the cars and such. So all of that heat does not do good things for me.
Sorry, hopefully it cools down a bit for you. We got a decent amount of rain and some thunderstorms this afternoon, so I think it's supposed to cool down a little bit over the next day or two.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we might.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, we might get some rain Wednesday. Might. Don't know if we actually will or not, but it's not really going to cool us down by much. It's still going to be upper or mid to upper 90s for the next 15 days or so, is what I was seeing on the forecast earlier. So we've got another week or two of this before it will probably start finally dropping back down a little bit. Everybody saying hello to each other.
Very nice.
So what's everybody's... Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you get a lot of smoke from the bushfires in Canada?
No, thankfully, no, we did not.
Good.
We did have some fire ash and such from some of the wildfires here in the state, but we haven't had as bad of a fire season as we were expecting to have so far. Knock on wood that it stays that way.
Yep.
We definitely don't need the wildfires, so I'm hoping if it's thunderstorms that come through on like Wednesday and Thursday this week that they don't spark any wildfires with lightning and such. So what's your favorite thing to do in the heat, Sean, to cool off?
Doing what I'm doing right now.
Staying inside in air conditioning.
Staying inside and spending time with family or sewing.
I want to go floating down our river. I still have not done that yet. It's still on my bucket list. I think some of my people are probably tired of hearing me say that I want to go, and I haven't gone yet. But I definitely
So is it like you can go in a tube? Is that how would you float down the river? I mean, I've seen some places you do like the inner tube thing and so forth.
Yeah, you can definitely do inner tubes. You definitely want to get the river ones, not the pool floats. You want to get something a little bit sturdier. So I've got river floats to go down the river with, because we bought them in preparation of having the opportunity to go floating down the river. But I want to have somebody there with me that knows the river, so I don't accidentally miss a turn to get off the river when I need to be getting off the river, because there are some rapids that you don't want to go over with a tube. You would have to have a kayak or canoe to go through the rapids. So I definitely don't want to end up that far into town without a good way to get out. So
Right. That's wise.
Great question, Joan. She's asking, what are we both working on? Sean is working on Frankenweenie from that pattern. He's working on the one in the bottom left.
What I'm pointing to.
Yeah. And then I am working on the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt. So I am cutting block pieces, and then I'm going to sew them together. And then I might be able to border some blocks tonight. We're going to hope for that. So we're going to try and see about that. Chris says she has a tropical storm headed her way. Oh no, please stay safe. I agree with Chloe on that. Susan said that she had new fires that were lightning caused in northeastern Washington. Definitely stay safe if you can. Patricia says that they have float trips down the American River here, always fun. I love getting out on the water. Chloe's going tubing down the river in New Hampshire tomorrow. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, Dahlia's asking if I have freighters come through the river. No, we don't have enough water in the river for that, I don't think. And because they set up rapids and such, I don't think it would be wise for them to have like that kind of boat traffic. Our river is known more for fly fishing. There's a lot of fly fishing going on our river, but not really commercial traffic. Ours is more recreational water. Nebraska has water rights to our rivers. There were rafters.
Whereas I'm used to seeing all the freighter traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, it is not deep. Dahlia, you're right. It could be very forceful because it is coming off the mountain, or some of it is coming off the mountain, and it can be very fast, very, very fast. So there's certain times of the year that you don't float because it is just way too fast. But it isn't necessarily deep as much. Susan says that there were rafters in the Yakima River last week when she drove through the canyon on Wednesday morning. Oh, when I drove up to Powell and drove back, there were people out on the water floating down the river. So there's Wind River Canyon, you can float through there or kayak or canoe through there. And then there's the North Platte, which is the one that runs literally right through town. So that's the one I want to float on first, just to kind of get my bearings. And I want to see how well my dog is going to stay with me, trying to float down the river. He is very much a I love water kind of dog. So I'm worried about him getting out of the float and trying to doggy paddle his whole way down the river, and that will exhaust him. So it's a battle. It's a battle. Katie's got a lot of rain where she is. And Dahlia says we've got floaters going down the big river and they have to stay out of the shipping channel. Yeah, I would be a little worried about trying to float down a river that has a lot of shipping going on it. I think that would worry me, that I would end up hitting like the sections that I'm not supposed to hit. I would definitely have to have a guide. So.
Yeah, I'd have to go. I think for me to float down a river, I'm like something like that. I think we have to go to like either Richmond or up into the mountains because we're down here at sea level, so you wouldn't be doing a lot of floating. I mean, you'd float, but you'd have to like self-propel yourself.
Yeah, you'd just be hanging out, tied together, almost like you're anchored. Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Heather. She says, better come to Texas if you want to go tubing. I know. I've tubed. I haven't tubed. I have whitewater rafted via Coe and the Natahala, but I've not gotten to do any of that since I've moved up here. Joan says, Susan and Simon. Oh, very cool.
I'd like to go back to West Virginia one day and do whitewater rafting down the New River? I think it's, Amanda's saying yes. That one was a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun to do those trips. I miss it so much being on the water. And after the first time or two, as long as I'm watching the weather conditions on the river, the water conditions, I think I'll be okay. It's just that first time I want a guide with me or somebody who knows the river better and has floated it more than twice to go with me. I want that extra security. We've got life jackets and the dog has his own life jacket. So, we're going to take precautions and everything, but still, I want to make sure that we don't do anything crazy stupid and I end up on the news somehow that way.
Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun.
Well, it'd be fun for everybody else because they'd see my, gleaming face in the sun, but I would probably be the end of somebody's jokes versus, telling my own at that point.
Yeah. Hey, Heather, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic picture here. that's very cool, Susan. She got to sit on a bridge today while they opened it for a sailboat. She's going to take the ferry across Puget Sound, but the backup for the one she takes was almost to the floating bridge. Oh my gosh. I've not been on a ferry. That is one thing that I've not been on in my lifetime. I've been on boats.
Okay.
I've been on boats. I haven't been on a cruise ship, but I've been on several different kinds of boats. So I assume it would be very similar in a ferry. But I've not been on a ferry before.
We have lots of ferries. We have a decent number of ferries. I used to ride the ferry to work
Oh, did you
a
really?
while back. Yeah. If I rode my bike to work, I could catch the ferry across the river and then bike from there. So
Oh, no, that's
our
cool.
local, yeah, and then one thing Amanda and I both like to do, we go to our local AAA ballpark, and they actually have a ferry that goes from Portsmouth, which is a city nearby to us, and it takes you straight to the ballpark. So you can kind of get off at the ballpark, not have to worry about parking there. You just hop on the ferry, you hop off the ballpark, and when the game's over, you just hop back on the ferry and away you go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then there's another ferry that's about an hour from us between Surrey and Jamestown, and we normally take that because you can drive on the interstate through the tunnel and that the other way, but we like to take the kids across the ferry because you drive your car onto the ferry. It's one of the car ferries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And when we visit New York, a lot of times we take the Staten Island ferry because it's a nice, easy trip. If Amanda would be on a ferry boat every day if we gave her half a chance.
Well, y'all just need to move where that's part of her commute.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't want to move, so
I don't blame you. Moving is no fun. Um, Katie says ferries are no big deal. Denmark has several of them. Pat says I used to go on a ferry several times a week when I lived in Houston. Well, see, I don't think that a ferry would be that much different from some of the other boats I've been on. But it still
yeah.
would be kind of cool just to say that I've been on an official ferry,
Oh, definitely.
that kind of thing.
Now, if you get the opportunity to do it, go for it.
Oh, yeah,
It's def-
absolutely. I think I want to kind of go on the one in Seattle. Um,
yeah, those would be fun. I've seen those on like TV shows and videos
hmm
and stuff, and that looks like it'd be a lot of fun. So,
I could say I've been on one I've seen in the movies or seen on TV shows, and like Grey's Anatomy, for example, is based in Seattle, supposedly.
right.
And so of course I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy for a while until I caught up, and now I'm probably behind again. But of course, the ferry was a big deal to one of the main characters for a while, so I loved it.
Yeah, that's a good way of seeing the city. And then some of the other parts, like we've been on the ferries to in San Francisco from like
Ooh,
what we went from Sausalito or yeah, I think
yeah.
Sausalito, which is on the north side, over to the town.
That's actually another one that I probably could get on because we'll be going back to San Francisco in September. It just depends on how
Yeah,
much time we have before, like when we land, and how much time we have before surgery and all of that. See if we actually have time to go this time.
yeah,
Um,
go check it out. I mean, they have regular service and that sort of thing there, and I think it's only like a 20 or 30-minute ride. So, and
yeah.
Sausalito it's a beautiful little town to walk around, and they've got some cute stores and restaurants and that sort of thing there as well. And it's a good way to get fairly close to Alcatraz if you don't do an Alcatraz tour.
Oh, gotcha. So Patricia is commenting on how small your pieces are. So without giving away the size of all of your pieces, what's the smallest piece you cut for that block?
1 inch. There's a couple of 1 inch squares on this.
That's awesome. I love those patterns. And yes, Pat is asking new cutting tables, Hammy. Yes. Um, it is a new cutting table and it has sit to stand legs. So I can sit here and adjust it to whatever I need to as I go. And I don't have to sit at one particular height. So yes, it is. I've had a lot of help getting my studio in order. I still have a little bit more to go. I'm hoping that we can do the reveal at the end of the month. So fingers crossed that everything works out and I will have everything put into place by then. I had to get some new storage containers and we've been working on flooring. Flooring is almost done. And we got a couple of other small projects and the studio will be done. So thank you for noticing. I appreciate it.
So Delia is saying there that there's no sharks in the river, but unfortunately that's not true. There is a breeder shark called a bull shark, which can live in fresh water. They've actually seen them in the Mississippi further north than St. Louis.
Ooh.
They've actually had them. There was a time in Australia about 10 years ago, there was a big flood in southeast Queensland, and about a month or two later, a farmer noticed that some of his cattle were getting eaten
Oh,
by
shoot.
the like a dam or a lake, and they couldn't figure out what it was. And they finally figured out it was a bull shark. Apparently, it went swimming up the river after this flood, got stuck in this dam, and then you know figured out that when these cows came down to drink, it was opportunity for dinner.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, it was, unfortunately the rivers are not 100% foolproof anymore.
No. I mean, there are freshwater sharks as well as saltwater sharks.
Yeah.
And
And
with
the
as
bull
many,
sharks are not afraid to go after humans either, from my understanding. I'd rather take on a great white than one of those things. So,
I'd rather not take on any sharks. We're just gonna go with
oh,
that
me
one.
either. But if I have to choose, I'm going for the great white.
Heather says that there were some seen in the Great Lakes at one time as well.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't surprise me.
Those Great Lakes are huge, no joke. They're 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 not a small lake. None of them are either. Thank you, Chloe. She says it's exciting about your studio being almost done. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, Susan. If your hand is numb, you need to stop. Um, well,
Oh, I didn't
Tommy.
know that. Heather's saying here that bull sharks are what Jaws was based on.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either.
I
Um,
thought I'd modeled it after a great white, but
I didn't. I wouldn't know either way. I guess I never watched Jaws. I didn't need the trauma in my life, I think. Joan is asking if Tom is going to be decorating my area when I'm done. He has been told that he has to choose holidays now. So he said that his first holiday he'll decorate for is Halloween. So you probably won't see any decorations in here until Halloween, until close to Halloween, which you guys know is my favorite holiday anyway. But you'll probably see decorations starting in October, I would think, unless he decides to start decorating in September, which would not shock me. Heather says a string of shark attacks in the 1930s off of New Jersey, if I remember correctly. Ugh, yuck. And Patricia says Jaws ruined the ocean for an entire generation. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. All right. I may stop cutting for a little while and swap to sewing just because I want to sew.
there you go.
This is a lot of cutting. So,
Yeah, Bob's saying here they say punch him in the nose and I'll leave you alone. I'm not. I've heard that too. I'm not sure if it works or not, and I don't really want to get into a situation where I need to find that out. So
yeah, I'm not
yeah, it's the
interested in
nose will
finding that
punch
one
him in
out
the
either.
gills, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just not be in a situation where me and Mr. Shark are in the same space.
I shocked my niece when my husband's family was here in town, and I said, "Well, you know what we do have that you wouldn't expect here." And she's like, "What?" I said, "You see that bird?" She's like, "What is that?" I said, "That's a seagull." She's like, "You're kidding." I said, "No, we have seagulls in Casper." I haven't heard of any
It
sharks here, but
doesn't necessarily surprise me because I lived about 200 miles inland, and it was over a mountain range about the size of the Appalachians.
Hmm.
And it would not be uncommon for us to be out playing soccer or baseball or something as kids and seeing a bunch of pelicans.
Oh gosh, I
So
haven't
the fact
seen
that you guys are
pelicans.
seeing, yeah. So the fact that you guys see seagulls out there in Wyoming doesn't necessarily super surprise me.
I wonder. Let's see. Let's see. I think Portland would be my closest shot, direct shot maybe, from where I am. Let me see if it is. Directions here. And we're gonna fly, I think. Oh no, it's not the closest. Maybe Crescent City, California. Let's see. Let's see if it will. No, of course it doesn't give me that. Okay. It looks like we're about 1,200 miles from the nearest ocean. So
Okay.
that's pretty substantial.
Uh,
I
they're
know
saying
that.
go ahead and move your mic. Apparently, they're having trouble
Oh,
hearing you.
fair. I'm glad you guys pointed it out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds better.
I have got to play with the microphone and see why it's not picking up as well here. Maybe it's all the bare walls still. I don't know. But thank you for the reminder, y'all. I appreciate it. All right. Looks like I only need to move fabric or add fabric to the sides. I'm gonna add fabric to the sides. And
Yeah, I've never messed with microphones. I just use what's on the phone or the laptop, and it seems to work pretty well for me.
yeah, my computer is out of reach. It's far enough out of reach. Katie says it's because of all that open space you have now. Yeah, I know. I need to get like a microphone stand and be able to roll it where I need it. Or I need to get supplemental microphones set up. I just haven't done that yet. I will figure it out. I've also got to figure
We
out my
also say,
camera situation too. I want to have them hanging down from the ceiling, so I don't have to physically have tripods on the floor. But I haven't gotten there yet. It's a work in progress, y'all.
oh yeah, always is when you start a new, set up in a new space. You got to figure
Yeah.
out what works best for you and the audience and everything else. So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to add. You're fine, Joan.
I didn't
Uh,
even notice. I thought it meant mic as a microphone. So
yeah, it's
if you hadn't have
fine,
pointed it
Joan.
out, we wouldn't have noticed.
I read it as microphone and it was fine. I didn't think too hard about it.
This is like the top of the face.
Oh, that's so cute. It's bigger than I
Make a
thought it
little
was
bit
gonna
of.
be.
Yeah, I think the block itself ends up being, what's it say here? 13 by 23.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
pretty
it's,
big.
yeah, it's a decent sized block. So now we move on to the nose.
Let's see. Yes, Patricia, he does have some tiny piecing going on.
So I guess I'm just so used to it, it doesn't even faze me anymore. Oh, okay.
I love doing the tiny piecing. I actually feel like I'm working with really large pieces right now. Cynthia says she's struggling with her new craft space as well, not sure where and how to put everything yet. That's a struggle. That is absolutely a struggle. If I didn't already know that a U shape works really well for me to feel like I'm creating well, where I've got cutting on one side, ironing on the other, and sewing in the middle. If I didn't know that that works well for me, I would have no idea how I was setting all this up, and I would have probably multiple stations, and they'd be in different sections of the room, and I would probably be constantly going back and forth between spaces and not knowing where my head was half the time. So I feel for you, Cynthia. If you need help, let me know. I'll
I think
help
a
you.
lot of it's trial and error too. Like you do something for a while, and if it doesn't work, then you tweak it. And
Yeah. Susan says that she enjoyed the Lavender Fest this year. She bought 2 half-yard pieces of fabric that go with what she bought last year. She's going to make a quilt with them, and she's embroidered lavender on squares as well. I actually just bought some fabric as well. I bought that purple with spider webs on it. It's too high pitched. Ugh. Let me see if I have any adjustments I can make to it for you, Pat. I don't know if I do right now. No, it doesn't let me break anything down. It only has my overall, so I can't break it down. I'm so sorry. It says that my microphone is too high pitched, so I'm very, very sorry about that. I cannot fix it. Yes, Heather, it is purple. It's got a purple background and it has spider webs on it. I showed it Tuesday, I believe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I showed it on Tuesday night. And then I bought fabric yesterday. I got dragged out anyway. My husband was trying to watch me because of the heat exhaustion, so I got dragged with him.
right,
And we have what is called Crazy Days every year here in Casper, and a lot of people come set up booths downtown, and so you park and you walk downtown. You shop at the outdoor vendors, you go into the shops, and usually the shops have lots of things going on inside the shops, or they have sales or whatever. Well, one of the quilt shops is downtown. And last year and this year, she offered everything at 35% off. Aside from, I think, batting maybe this year. I don't think batting is 35% off this year. But even the new lines, all the Halloween new stuff that she got in is 35% off. And I
oh, nice.
didn't want to buy any of that because I knew I was on a budget. But I went downstairs. I went downstairs to look and see what she had on the 70% off rack. And oh my gosh, it was fantastic. I found 2 different cuts. One is going to become the April Sew and Tell giveaway quilt, and I will have extra panels of that to give away at the retreat in September. And the other that I bought from downstairs was 3 yards of something, and it's going into a quilt that I've had planned in my head for a while that I still need to get started on. And my husband saw a panel that he liked, so I was like, well, how much is the panel? They told me. I'm like, okay, I'll get it. And the panel after tax or before tax was like $8 after the discount.
Oh, nice.
I think I spent $26 on 4¼ yards of fabric plus a panel. So it
You
was a
can't beat
steal.
that.
Yeah. Pat said, as asking if it's the wrong microphone, like it was the other day. No, it's the correct microphone. Patricia says it sounds normal on her end. I don't know if you have to go back out and come back in, Pat. Sometimes YouTube screws things up. Cynthia says it is trial and error on the setup, and she's scared to try one way, decide she doesn't like it, and not know how to change it. That's what stresses her out. Crazy is no, it's not crazy. That is normal, Cynthia. Welcome to the club. That is the normal for us. The anxiety of having to move it again. That's why I like having everything that I have be movable furniture or potentially be on wheels. Makes it so much easier. Let's see. Ooh, I can get 4 of these on one strip of fabric. I like that.
Very nice.
All right. Deal. Dad says good deal. Yes, it was an incredibly good deal. And like I think the total was 26 something. And then when I looked at the savings, ooh, actually I have the receipt right here. The total savings was 42.16.
Oh,
And
nice.
my grand total was 26.21. So I saved 2 times over what, almost 2 times over what I spent. There says as long as the wheels have good brakes. Yes, you got to have brakes, especially on a hard floor. I found that out too, the hard way a few times. Does your chair that you sit in, Sean, does it have wheels on it?
No, it's just a dining room chair. I'm so boring, but it works.
It does work. There's nothing wrong with not having wheels.
Yeah, I know some people have some really fancy sewing chairs and everything else, but this one's worked well for me since day one, and I figure if it isn't broke, why fix it? So
That's true. Yeah, my.
sewing this on the wrong way, so I've got to redo this block.
Oh no.
Oh, it's all right. It's not the end of the world.
Patricia
I
says
kept
that.
all the
Go ahead.
I kept all the fabric nearby in case I goofed up or I cut too little.
Well, I didn't put a jockey nearby me, so if I have any problems, if I can't get it out with scissors, it's gonna wait. Patricia says, sadly, her sewing space is the back half of her living room, just one way for sewing area and long arm, no decisions to be made. That's kind of where I was at in my last space. There was only one place where I could really put the long arm, because any other way, I would have no room to sew. But I desperately hated the carpet. Y'all, I hate carpet in my sewing space because I am the type to drop something and then it gets embedded in the carpet and then I don't find it until I find it with my feet later, and I don't like that. Heather says, as long as the wheels have good brakes, but unless you're short like her, her office rolling chair makes her taller. So my chair does make me taller as well. I had to replace the hydraulic lift in my chair that I'm sitting in after we moved up to Wyoming. It finally gave up the ghost. It's over, gosh, how old is it? This chair is probably 12 years old. I mean, it's a pretty old chair, but it's still holding up fantastic, aside from the hydraulics. So I went to replace the hydraulics in it, and the replacement hydraulic lift part of the chair is taller than the previous version. And so now I have to have footrests underneath my tables. So I have one underneath my sewing machine, and somebody came over and saw that I was moving it from my sewing machine to my cutting table and then back to my sewing machine. And they're like, I have one just like that. Do you want it? I'm like, not if you need it. Needless to say, I now have 2.
There you go.
So I have footrests, guys. They're not as cool as the hard floor, but they do keep my spine a little bit better in alignment. Makes it a little bit easier to hang out here. Hey.
That's good.
Part of the temperature dropped a little bit. I have 2 thermometers in here now, and both of them are saying it's still about 80 degrees in here, so. Susan says the chair she used at retreat kept sinking. Yeah, if they need to replace the hydraulics in it, that's why. The hydraulic is what would sink on you. This chair was doing that too. The seat part of Heather's chair is actually broken, so she's low-key looking for a replacement, but 10 years on a free chair, I'll take it. Yeah, that's not bad.
I can't complain there.
Yeah. This chair I bought at Staples. They used to carry it in stock. Now you can order it through Amazon. And it was a lot higher price, I think, when I bought it. But I got an incredible deal. They mispriced it. And the back and the bottom of the seat are both mesh. And for somebody who overheats frequently like I do, having mesh for the back and the bottom meant that I was going to be able to breathe a little bit better, and I wasn't going to overheat as quickly, because I tried leather chairs and I tried plush chairs that had a lot of stuffing in them, and I would just overheat so much. So.
Oh, Pat says it's all fixed. You can hear much better now, so that's good.
Oh, good, good. Did you go out and come back in, or did YouTube just decide to catch up with me? I'm glad it's fixed.
Me too.
Maybe Pat's phone is feeling the heat from my studio. Heather says that her husband brought this one home from work when it was just being tossed. We looked it up, $700. Oh my gosh! I think I think mine was listed for $500 or $600, and I got it for $2 or $3 because they mispriced it. So I mean, it was an incredible deal. I couldn't turn that deal down.
No, absolutely not.
Especially not for a chair that was kind of what I was looking for to begin with. So, how far out do you plan your quilt, Sean? Are you already planning for next year for the fair?
I think there's not for the fair. I think I have enough quilt ideas of stuff I want to do until the day I pass away. So I just have a list of stuff I'd like to do. I don't try and plan too far ahead, because what I want to do today versus what I actually want to do in 6 months' time could be two different things. So I just have a mental note of what I want to do, and then we just kind of work it out from there.
Okay. Welcome in,
If
Linda.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Welcome in, Linda from Linda's Trendy Thread. She's here. She's working on a crochet
Good.
unicorn hat while she's listening.
Oh, very nice.
You know you can submit that for show and tell for August. I would love to see it. And I'm sure everybody else would too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Patricia, that's a great idea. She says she uses a gaming chair she got off of Amazon, great neck and back support. And Dahlia says she has a few gaming chairs in her sewing space as well. Yeah, gaming chairs are designed for people who are going to be sitting in those chairs for many, many hours. And they really do work well for the purposes that we're using them for. Because you want to be able to sew for hours.
Yeah, because I mean, there's several. If you look at, there's several content creators in there that have the gaming chairs. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very good option. I mean, there's also some great options out there. If you've ever been, if you go to some of the bigger quilt shows, they have vendors that have some really nice furniture and chairs and that sort of thing there. And I just don't have the money for it. Plus, this chair that I'm sitting in works just well, and I don't know, but yeah, I would definitely. I don't think it'd be something I'd want to buy online. I think I'd definitely want to go, if I'm going to plunk out a couple $100 for a chair, I'd want to go sit and make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah, definitely do the sit test. That or have free shipping back once it's assembled. Take it to.
Yeah, but I
think Amazon.
I don't want to assemble it and do all that mess and then have to put it back in the box and ship it back.
Well, I think you take it to UPS if you do Amazon. I think you take it to UPS and let them deal with it from that point on. Because they do the packing and all that for Amazon for free. So I think that's how that would work, but I don't know for sure. If anybody's tried that, let me know. I want to know. Pat says it was their sound control. Okay, gotcha. Hey Gladys, welcome in.
Good evening. Good to see you.
Glad you made it in tonight. Yeah, I bought my husband a gaming chair. He was sitting at his desk watching his iPad for hours, goofing off, but he was sitting there versus sitting in the living room in a comfy chair, or sitting at the dining. He was sitting in a dining room chair for the longest until he wore that out. I'm like, no, we're not wearing out dining room chairs doing this. And so I found him a gaming chair and told him to go test it out, make sure he liked it. If he liked it, that's what we were buying. We'll be buying a brand new one, still in box. And so I assembled it for, I don't know if it was his birthday or Christmas, but I bought him a gaming chair for that. Oh, Heather. She says things that make back to school time hard. Minions that won't sleep. Yes.
Like some of the kids will be going back soon, wouldn't they?
I guess so. Yeah, beginning of August. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, because our kids don't go back till after Labor Day. We're like some of the late folks.
I wonder when ours go back. Golly. I had not even thought. Oh, she says 2 weeks from now. Oh my gosh. Well, that explains why my nephew sent me his Amazon wish list. So if you guys want to support somebody, I can post it in the Facebook group, but I wasn't planning to. But my nephew has a wish list because he's a 4th grade teacher in Missouri. Let's see. Casper, schools, start date.
There's always a lot of supplies you need to buy. Like as a teacher, you need to buy a lot of supplies out of your own. Sometimes the school system will give you a little bit of money, but even if they do, it's never enough. So
No, it isn't.
yeah, if you can support one of your favorite teachers in that way, they would very much appreciate it.
Okay, ours start back on August 26th. Wednesday, August 26th. That's when I will start having recess time outside my garage on the backside again. August 5th in Georgia. Ooh. I guess the one good thing about that is you don't have to provide your own home air conditioning for those kids while they're at school. Mm-hmm. You're sending them out and you can escape too. You can cut down your AC bill at home during the heat.
True.
Susan says that hers go back after Labor Day. She said a friend of hers got to take her desk chair home with her when the business folded. She now has it in her quilt studio. See, that's kind of what I would love to have done. But we sold off all the chairs we had. They were all the red Bernina branded chairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would have been the ones that I could have kept. Michigan is after Labor Day as well. Charleston is sometime in August, says Dahlia. Heather still is waiting on a list, but the teachers are on a road trip. Friends with herself and mother-in-law on Facebook. My nephew, I don't know when his school starts back. But yeah, he just sent out here's what's on my Amazon wish list. And I was having to laugh at some of the books he's put on there. 4th graders, they are just hitting that phase where body noises make so much fun. And everybody laughs about body noises. Either they roll their eyes or, especially the boys tend to get a really big kick out of body noises. So, of course, there's some body noise books on the list. I'm like, yep, you are teaching 4th graders.
But I think it's half the struggle is to find books that the kids want to read. So, I mean, if that's what's going to get them to enjoy reading, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. He's a great teacher. He gets a lot of awards and such, which makes me really proud that he's family.
That's awesome.
So, and then, but our teachers here, unless your kids are going to a private school, like one of the religious schools, Christian schools, whatever you want to call them, unless your kids are going to something like that or they're going to some other private school, the teachers actually get funds from the state as part of our taxes, and the teachers buy all the school supplies. So the kids aren't loaded down with heavy backpacks of stuff on the first day of school, taking boxes of Kleenex in, taking reams of paper, taking all of these crayons and markers and glue and all of that in. They're not having to do all of that because the teachers already have all those supplies because they were able to purchase them.
Well, that's good.
It is amazing. Mona says she still laughs when people pass gas. Oh, Patricia says her daughter is out of school, so nice to not have to keep up with school schedules any longer. Amen. Amen to that. I don't have any. Well, we have one that's still in school, but she doesn't live with us, so we don't have to manage the school schedule. So the only reason we have to pay attention to school schedule now is to know when our road is going to get really busy and when we're going to hear kids at recess. Because recess starts early. Dahlia's going to go out tomorrow to buy her blessings their school supplies, list in hand. That's awesome of you.
Yeah, our high school did something really neat. We always get our supplies school list, and the school would actually sell like a little kit for like 15 or 20 bucks with everything that was on the list. So instead of you having to go to the store and buy everything, you could just go to your money and they would just hand you a packet with everything that you needed.
Oh, now that's nice. I have not heard of a school
Yeah,
district that does that.
I think what they call it here, PTA
Okay.
organized it. It was kind of like their little fundraiser
Nice.
because they obviously they'd buy it in bulk. So I mean, like what they charged you 10 or like $15 or $20 for might have only cost them like 10 or 12, so they probably made a couple of dollars on each one. But
Yeah.
just for the convenience and
Yeah.
knowing that that's what you needed, like yeah, I mean you were silly if you went like you obviously went to the store and bought like colored pencils and markers and the extra stuff that you might want to use, but for the basics that you needed, yeah, it was just you took your money with you to the school and you got your little supply list kit and away you went. It worked out really well.
That's awesome. No, I've never heard of a school doing that. That's a really cool idea. Great fundraising
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the PTA organized it all.
Uh, oh,
So
Susan
if I,
says that. Oh, that's amazing, Sean. I love it. Susan says the nice thing about the hot days, the kids aren't running around screaming. You haven't met our kids yet. They're enjoying the hot weather because they know that the cold weather is coming. The kids are going to be out there with their coats and they're going to take their coats off and leave it on the playground equipment because they're getting too hot in their coats. Or they'll come in and they'll leave their coats inside and run around in the cold weather too. But in the hot weather, no, they are still going to run around and scream because they're enjoying being outside. Heather had to go to Office Depot for rulers. Oh, we
don't
don't
we
have.
all have like 7,000 rulers?
I know. I could have sent you one. It would say Bernina on it, but I could have sent you one. I actually think I have a couple from Dollar Tree too. Got rulers. I think my daughter in Charleston goes that way. Pay for the stuff. I'm waiting to get the list for her two older blessings that hit middle school. Middle school. That's the age when they really start caring about what brands you buy. They don't like the one brand of pencils because they want a different brand of pencils they tested out last year and they fell in love with. Or they want the notebook that's got the cool characters on the front because that's how they know they're going to
When
be
it,
in math versus science.
when it comes to like writing pencils, was it the Ponderosa,
Ticonderoga.
Ticonderosa? Yeah, they're like the bee's knees of pencils. Like Amanda's a teacher, and she says that by far they're the best ones.
I'm not
They are a
super.
little more money, but that they don't break and all that sort of stuff like the other ones do. So for that, it's probably worth the extra money.
I was always the mechanical pencil girl. Give me a
Yeah,
mechanical
those always
pencil
work.
and tons of lead, and I'm good for the year. Give me one. I always wanted one of those push-up erasers, and I finally got one, and I love that thing to death. Middle school is when all the drama begins, at least for my daughter, says Dale. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Heather says that her kids are always screaming. Yep, the kids here are always screaming too. Always screaming at recess. Let you guys look at these while I separate them out. I remember I wanted Lisa Frank in 4th grade. Lisa Frank was the bomb. Stickers and markers and notebooks and all that with the bright colors. Cynthia says that I'm so right because they're so picky in middle school. They are, aren't they? Middle school is just that age. Heather says she was tooling around the school supplies section and saw all this ridiculously cute stuff and went, where was all the variety when I was in school? She's like, wait, I had Lisa Frank. Why am I complaining? I know, right? There you go, Gladys. She has dropped her channel link, guys. If you've not checked out the Confident Quilter Gladys, make sure that you check out her content. If you like her content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's help increase her channel reach.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And if you are a content creator, don't ever hesitate to do exclamation selfie. There we go. Heather's got her channel in here now too. Make sure you're checking her channel out as well, guys. And let me make sure.
Heather has some fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for some reason YouTube unsubscribed me. So I am now resubscribed to Heather. Let me make sure that I am still subscribed to Gladys. Because YouTube does occasionally, yep, I am still subscribed to Gladys. So YouTube does occasionally unsubscribe you from people. So make sure that you are double checking to make sure you're subscribed, y'all. Susan hopes she gets the middle school this upcoming school year. She enjoys subbing at middle school. I do like middle schoolers because at that age they'll talk to you and they'll be brutally honest. They'll still be brutally honest. Delia says when she went to school she was lucky to have a wooden pencil and a Bic pen. I've been picky about my pens too. Cynthia, I wanted one too. She said she wanted a Trapper Keeper so bad. We were too poor for it. I was so thrilled when I finally got one. It was a prized possession. Yes, same. Did you have a Trapper Keeper, Sean?
I have no idea what you're talking.
Oh no.
I think we're still good. We'll find about 15 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. I do not know what happened, y'all. I am so sorry. But if you saw any of what I saw, my entire computer system was saying we didn't have enough internet connection. So I will investigate that again after the live is done, even though YouTube is saying that nothing strange happened. So I don't know. So, to go back and have the internet connection I had before. Patricia says
Delia says here.
Yeah.
Delia says that they had folders on loose leaf paper. Yeah, that's what we had too. I don't ever remember seeing one of them Trapper Keeper thingies.
Oh, they were fantastic. Hi, Christina. Welcome in. Patricia thought Patricia thought it was on her end. Bob said we froze for a bit. Yeah. It was apparently on my end for some reason, I guess. Oh, hi, Jacqueline. Welcome in. Welcome. Yeah, I have no idea why it did that. Heather might actually have her Trapper Keeper somewhere. Oh my gosh.
Maybe it was something the girls had and I just didn't notice.
No, our boys had it too. So instead of a traditional binder that just has the two sides and the spine, the one side had a fold over flap that Velcroed. And if you had that, it was just like amazing that you had that because you had money to have a Trapper Keeper. I guess that was what it was, is that you had money.
Yeah, no, I went and Googled it after we started talking about it so I could stay caught up on what was going on because, I was lost. But yeah, no, I'd never seen one of those before. If the other kids had it, I wasn't obviously paying attention. So, I don't know. But apparently I did okay without it.
Yeah, you can get through school without a Trapper Keeper. But, they were like the one thing that everybody wanted. Cynthia says if she didn't have a full-time job by the school year this year, she might look into subbing in Virginia. Yeah, I don't blame you. That would give you a little bit of work. Um, yeah, no, Judy. She says she didn't think that they made them when she was in school. No, Trapper Keepers were majorly popular in the 90s. So think
Yeah,
Lisa
that's
Frank time.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, I was reading the iconic 1980s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you went to school before then, I guess you.
Joan says that her girls had the Trapper Keepers, but she didn't. She had 3-ring binders. Susan had said, where is it? She had a 3-ring binder, Peachy, which I don't know what Peachy is, number 2 pencils, and college ruled notebook paper. Amazing that she remembers that long ago. Um, Patricia says that she had 3-ring binders and paper folders with slots for paper. Oh, the zippered binders. I do have a zippered binder. I actually can get mine right now, but I'm not going to. I have one now, these days now. Susan said her son overloaded his Trapper Keeper and destroyed it. He had to use the big 3-inch 3-ring binders, so they were easily and cheaply replaced. Yeah. Yeah, I've got several small binders. I make sure that I don't put anything big in them. Um, Delia says that she didn't have backpacks. Their arms carried all their stuff. See, I had to have a backpack. And oh my gosh,
Yeah, me too.
I wanted a Jansport backpack so bad. I was getting the knockoff brands for the longest, and then I finally got a Jansport. And then by then, everybody had North Face backpacks. I'm like, are you serious? I can't afford that. Like I barely just got the Jansport. I can't afford a North Face now. That's what the kids around me got anyway. Um, Cynthia subbed for 7 or 8 years in Oklahoma until her youngest graduated high school. Middle school and high school grades couldn't deal with elementary kids. Oh no, no. It would have to be middle school or high school that I subbed for if I did any kind of subbing for anybody. I could not do the elementary kids. I do not have the patience for it any longer. I know myself too well. I would be more exhausted than the kids would be. We're going to take nap time. We're not tired. You're going to be tired. You're going to be tired because I'm tired. Oh. Joan says that she had to carry her books too. The history books were heavy. Hi, Susie. Welcome in. End of the year, transporting all stuff home was miserable, says Patricia. And Heather's asking if Delia was the carrying your books with a belt kids. Oh.
Yeah, we always had backpacks because in our elementary school we didn't have lockers, and in high school you'd only have a locker if you were in 12th grade, and I think there was a cost to it. It was like $50 or $100. I don't know if it was a deposit or if that was what they charged you, but I wasn't paying it.
Oh, that's
So if
good.
I yeah, so I mean, I used it by that time I was driving to school, like in 11th and 12th grade. So I just used my trunk as my my locker. I just stuck up to the car at recess or lunch and put my stuff in there. Yes, we had recess in high school, and I think American kids are missing out by not having recess in middle and high school.
Yeah,
Um,
they are too. I definitely missed out.
you, yeah, you need recess.
So I was the one, we didn't get lockers until we hit 6th grade. And it was a small school, so there was plenty of lockers for 6th through 12th. And, but when I got my first locker, my first year having a locker, my locker was a disaster. Like just everything everywhere, stuff things in, rush to the next class. Like that was who I was back then. And I realized after that first year, I was like, no, I'm not ever doing this again. I hated the way it looked. I hated the way it felt to dig books and such out of my locker. And I hated feeling like I never was prepared for anything. So 7th through 12th grade, you know how organized my studio has looked when you guys have seen it in the past. I was that kid. in 7th through 12th grades, I was that kind of locker kid. So my locker had a shelf in it. I had books for my upcoming classes on the bottom shelf, books for my classes I've already finished for the day were on top shelf. And then the next day it would revert back to the other shelf. Like I went back and forth. I was totally that kid.
So did you have like the same classes every day? Like was it a block schedule they call it or whatever? Or did you?
Mine was the same schedule every day except for Thursdays. Thursdays we had chapel. I went to a private Christian school.
Okay.
So we had, because our school was so small, there was no extra stuff for us to do. So aside from when we had extracurriculars like band or what do we have? We had band or newspaper, which is one thing that I did. I also did office assistant. I did teacher's assistant. So I did things like that versus going to band.
Right.
So aside from that, I was with my entire class every day in every single class. The kids that went to public school did have block schedules. So they would have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday was one class lineup, and then Tuesday and Thursday was the other, and then the following week it was swapped. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So literally every other day they were in different classes. And I didn't know how they kept up with that, but
Well, that would be neat.
I didn't have that until college.
My high school was a hot mess. We had a 10-day schedule
Ooh.
and we had different classes every day. So like you might have had math first period on day one. It may have been fifth period day two. You might not have had it day three, day four. It was on second period. And it
Oh,
was
shoot.
often it was in different rooms, different buildings. Like a locker to me would have been absolutely useless because in the 5 periods I had during a school day, I was probably in all 4 buildings. So when would I go to my locker? And it might have taken you 5 minutes to get to the next, without going to your lockers. So
Oh.
it was a hot mess. And sometimes it was in different rooms. Like you might have had science in the labs, on day two, four, and seven, but eight and nine, it was in two different, science, math classrooms or social studies. It was a hot mess. Like trying to keep track of your schedule, you had to know what day it was
Oh.
and then what you had next. Thankfully, with the elective classes, they color coded them. You had pink, blue, and lilac. And so,
Okay.
if you didn't know what class was next, you could ask someone, they'd tell you what's pink. And as long as you knew what class you had for pink, you were okay. So,
Oh my goodness.
I remember going to the deputy principal's office one day, and they actually had the master schedule up on this gigantic big whiteboard. And I was like, good gravy, that thing's a hot mess.
Oh, I bet it was. Felt
So.
like it'd be an OR schedule for a hospital.
Kind of how it looks. Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it.
That's crazy. Dahlia had the same classes every day, but the kids were usually different. Yeah, mine was not the same classes every day, and the kids were all the same. Heather says that was her high school life as well. Katie says that her junior senior year, she's part of the early bird group. They arrived at school at 7, left at noon to go work, which they also got high school credit for. It was part of a program she was in. That's fantastic. I like schools that do that kind of stuff. I was not so lucky. I did not get to get any high school credit for anything that I did. I got to start cutting again. I have run out of things I can do on this project until I cut some more. So disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh. I've got to cut some more half square triangles. I've got a little bit more pressing to do, but I don't have much. Don't have much left that I can press. I can press 18 rows and that's it. Only times that Susan's junior and senior high schedule change was at the semester change. See, my schedule didn't even change at the semesters. My schedule was the same the whole school year.
Yeah, I think ours was too, now that I think about it. Yeah, it was a year-long thing. Yeah, we didn't really have semesters. We had 4 terms. It was like 4 10-week terms. Because we had like you guys would call it year-round school. We started end of January, early February, and then we'd end right before Christmas. But
Okay.
after every 10-week term, you'd get 2 weeks off. So
Oh,
it worked out quite
nice.
nice. Yeah, it kind of worked out nicely.
Yeah. Delia says that they had that as well at their high school, Katie, the leaving to go to work. Here, where her son works at the high school, they have VOE Tech, where kids go to school half day and then go learn trade the other half. See, there are some trade schools here in town too, and the students might go to school for the half day and then go to the trade school for the rest of their day as well. So I know there
Yeah,
is a trade school here.
my brother did that, and the nice thing, the trade school was next door to the school. Like it was so convenient for those kids. Like if they had to go to the trade school, they didn't have to ride a bus or drive or anything else like that. They could just walk down the street. It might have been maybe 100 yards between the two campuses.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Not for a high schooler. Dahlia's asking if you went to school year round. It sounds like you did. Um,
yeah, I
and
yeah. Basically, February to December, we had 6 weeks for summer vacation, so it was shorter than what you guys get here. But we also got those extra weeks during the year. It was like two at Easter, two in actually about this time of year. The kids might be off right now, and then again in September, October, the
um,
spring break.
Heather says that she could deal with that better than what she has now. Yeah, I agree too. I wanted year round school, um, and partially because, staying home and not doing anything all summer was not appetizing for me. I would have loved to have just gone school year round because we come back. Hi, Tasha, welcome in. Um,
He's up late.
yep, she was up very late. Glad you're still awake. Um, I I was one of those kids that I would have benefited from year-round school. We'd come back from summer vacation or summer break, is what I could call it. I really couldn't call it summer vacation. Come back from summer break, and everybody was talking about all these vacations that they took and where they went and all of that. And my family was not in the position for us to go on vacations. So
Right.
like I would come back to school and people would be asking me what I did over summer, and if I didn't go on a trip with the church, I didn't go anywhere. So like I didn't have anything going on. Let's see.
We found too, like even with 6 weeks for summer vacation, by the end of the 6 weeks, I think we were all pretty much ready to go back.
Yeah, 6 weeks is a long time when you're in school still. Tasha took a nap earlier. Now she can't sleep. Hey, I like this plan. So once a month,
Yeah,
when Sean's gonna be joining me, Tasha, make sure you take a nap so you can stay up and hang out. Or every Sunday night you can do that. You can take a nap every Sunday. I will not stop you. And Tasha says she shouldn't be napping, and Heather said naps are dangerous.
naps are naps are wonderful.
They
If I
are.
could go back and tell if I could go back and tell my 2 and 3 year old self that naps were good and stop fighting them, that's the one thing I'd tell them. I had a source.
Right now, if I go take a nap, there's air conditioning in the bedroom and it works fantastic there. So I could go nap and be in a nice cool cave, and that would be amazing. But I would probably sleep longer than I should and wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, that's why I always nap in my chair. Because if I go upstairs to the bedroom, I'll be gone for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
You might not see me tonight.
I have to do I do set a timer, like I set an alarm to wake me back up at a certain time. My Amazon device is fantastic at that. Dahlia says that she couldn't afford vacations when she was growing up, but they lived in Key West. It's everyone's vacation place now. Yes, it is. Key West is incredibly popular.
Yeah, I've heard it's nice. I haven't been there.
It's been a while since I've been to Key West. And I didn't go as a vacationer, so I really didn't get to do a lot while I was there, but I have been to Key West. I just haven't done much there. Um, Susan says that her vacations were visiting grandparents and went at home playing at the beach. See, we didn't even have that. Judy says a 30-minute nap a day is fantastic. Ooh. Heather says after 4 hours of napping, you just went to bed. Yeah, that's true. I set a timer for an hour, maybe an hour and a half to nap. My max nap time is 2 hours. If I nap any longer than that, I will not sleep later. And Tasha napped in the bed with the air conditioning on. She slept 3 hours and it was so good until now. See,
I'm
now
pretty sure when I go to bed,
go ahead.
I was to say when I go to bed after this, I think I'll be just fine going to sleep.
Yeah. My thing is, if I nap longer than 2 hours, I might as well have gone to bed. But I can nap for 2 hours and still be fine to go to sleep. I have to set alarms, or I have to have somebody ready to call me and wake me up, or come in and wake me up, because I will not want to wake up. I will enjoy that sleep. My husband fell asleep earlier while we were watching TV, and he woke up to me playing on my phone, and he was paranoid, thinking I was recording him, because I usually do when he falls asleep, sitting at the TV. It was kind of funny because he jolts up and he's like, "You weren't recording me, were you?" Of course I was, honey. Oh,
Poor
Heather
Mr.
doesn't.
Siberian Wind.
Huh?
Poor Mr. Siberian Wind.
I know, right? But he gets on to me. He says it's my fault that he missed the TV show because I paused the TV show because he was sleeping through it. And then he's mad at me because I paused it, because he's like, "I'm watching that." I'm like, "What just happened?" Well, he starts guessing. He has no idea. Katie says the jet lag is gone. Here she is still awake. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're here. Oh, and Heather's got to get up at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, and Cynthia took a nap today too. All you guys getting your naps in. I'm jealous.
Well, I knew I had to take a nap because otherwise I would have been a hot mess tonight. So
Well, instead of taking a nap, I rode with the husband. He went somewhere that was going to have air conditioning and I would have a comfy seat. So I went and rode with him so I could sit in the air conditioning and work on binding the quilts. Because it is so hot to hand bind a quilt right now in 90-degree weather. Just far too hot for
sure.
that. Oh, Tasha's got to be up at 6. Ooh. Susan used to come home, sit down to quilt, and miss whatever she was watching and dinner. She fell asleep so many times. Yeah, crazy.
that
Oh, Mona had a nap too.
go team nap.
I could start programming a nap into my day, but then I would probably be that same kid that I was in school where I didn't nap during the day because I was worried I was going to miss something. My parents made us nap on Christmas Day. We'd wake up, we'd open all our presents, and then, of course, Mom and Dad had been up so late putting all the Christmas presents out and setting them up or whatever. So they wanted to go lay back down. So they put me and my brother back down for naps on Christmas Day. I grew up thinking that Christmas Day was the shortest day in the world because all we did on Christmas Day was get up and open presents, and then it was already time for bed because I couldn't remember anything different.
Probably too hot for me to take a nap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bob gets up at 5. Ugh. And then Patricia's alarm goes off at 4:45 in the morning. Ugh. Guys, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it that way. Oh no, Katie, I'm with you. She's like, looks like everyone had a nap but me. No, I didn't have a nap either. Susan's finally down to 88 degrees. We are, according to this, we're down to 86. Let me check my phone because that's more accurate. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button. We've got 39 people watching, so make sure you've hit it, please. My phone says it's 85 outside. My phone is typically more accurate than the computer, so.
Oh, we're at 74. Oh, I might have to get my jumper out soon.
I would love for it to be 74 here.
It wasn't early. When I went to the store early, it was over 100. So
Oh gosh.
I'll take what I can. Yeah, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, that's true. Heather meditated instead of napping. Oh, still. Susan gets up at 5 on weekdays. No, I'm good. Dahlia says that they're at 58 according to her weather app on her phone. Patricia says she has to sit and have coffee and have cuddle time with her dogs before she starts her work day. I am with you on that. I do have to have the cuddle time with the dog every morning. He doesn't say goodnight to me. He has never been a goodnight dog to me. He says goodnight to my husband. He's got his own little routine where he says goodnight to my husband, but he does not say goodnight to me. He does, however, say good morning to me. He'll say good morning to my husband first, but then he'll come say good morning to me. And he's got his own little routine about how he does it. Bob says it's 75, humid and smoky here in Iowa. I will keep my 85 to avoid that humidity. And the smoke.
It's probably humid outside. I haven't looked, but 74 sounds good.
Yeah. Katie says Nora's snoring on Nikolai's side of the bed. My pup's probably inside, rolled upside down. That's what he's been doing lately. We are sitting at 27% humidity right now. I am loving that part. The low humidity. It's the only thing that makes the heat bearable.
Yeah, we're at 84%.
Ouch.
Well,
no, thank you.
Welcome to summertime in Virginia.
I know. I think I was telling about it maybe Tuesday, but Monday I went to the church where my Quilt of Valor group sews, and they have a swamp cooler in their fellowship hall where we sew, and I've never been in an environment with a swamp cooler before. And so I asked the lady, I was like halfway through the day, the lady who got us the space, I said, "Is that a swamp cooler? Is that what I'm feeling?" She said, "Yeah, it's a swamp cooler." I said, "Okay, that settles it. I can't do that." Can't do the swamp cooler in my house. So it has been ruled out. It just feels like I've moved back to the southeast. Puts humidity in the air and then dries it up to keep you cool, but that humidity feeling just, ugh. Yuck. Heather's at 80. Mona says she's sitting and sweating at the moment. It's humid. Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's see. 80 degrees where Heather is. Yeah, no, I'm good. Oh,
Surprised
yeah.
it's not warm where she is.
Do what?
I'm surprised it's not warmer where she is.
Yeah, right? I would think it'd be warmer than that too. But that humidity is killer. That humidity makes it feel so much warmer than it actually is.
Yeah, that's why Amanda and I don't do a whole lot of stuff during the summer, because it's just so humid. Plus, we just want to wait till the kids get here so we can take them to the different places.
Yeah. That humidity will just take so much out of you. I do not miss it. I hope you do get
Sure you don't.
Yeah, I hope you get some good answers, Katie. She's is finally going to be seeing a specialist. That's good news. Let's see. Heather says it got downright cold for July last week in the 70s with a bunch of rain. Not normal for July at all. You need to send that 70 over here. You can keep the rain, but send the 70 over here. I don't even know what our low
And
is supposed to be.
you can go visit my sister. It's 64 there right now, and it's supposed to get down to 45 tonight.
Oh my gosh. Ours is supposed to be down in the 60s, like mid to low 60s for our lows through Saturday. Let me double check. I'm going to go to the 15-day forecast. Yeah, we're actually going to get down to 59 as a low on August 2nd. But our daytime highs are still high 80s and high 90s. High to low 90s, depending on the day. For the next 15 days, yeah. I'm not escaping the heat for a while. Joan's got 75 degrees and 81% humidity. She got it till Wednesday for the humid, and then we're supposed to be only in the low 80s the rest of the week in low humidity. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yep. There you go.
All right, Katie, you got to tell me. She's like, y'all probably don't want to know what our temperature is, then I do want to know. And Dahlia's asking, Sean, is your sister going to be visiting?
No, I wish she was, but no. Although she will be my guest this week on my live.
Okay.
I'd love it if she was able to come visit, but unfortunately, that's not possible right now, unless someone wants to sponsor her.
I know what that feeling is like. I would have to be sponsored to go a lot of places right about now. Heather says that Texas is usually broiling by now with triple digit heat. Somebody probably opened the oven. Oh, Katie's got 45 degrees. Oh my gosh. I am incredibly jealous. I would not mind pulling out the clothes to wear for 45-degree weather.
I'd still probably be in shorts.
I would probably have to bundle up, especially after being in this heat for weeks. Katie says it doesn't feel cold to her.
That's probably true. Remember the last time I went to Australia, it was super cold here. It was in the 30s and 40s for like 3 months. And then we went down to Australia. It was end of March, I think it was.
Oh.
And it was like 80 degrees down there. And oh my goodness, it was rough going from the dead of winter to the middle of.
Yes, I can imagine it would be. When would the seasons line up the best for you then? Would it be like April or May?
To visit Australia
Uh-huh.
during the American summer. It's winter time down there, but it's usually not super cold. I mean, it may get down to low mid 30s at night, but you still got like 60, 65, 70-degree days. So
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
so my recommendation, unless you want to go to the beach and hang out on the beach all day, is go during the American summer.
Okay. That's
Winter's,
fair.
the winter's not that bad. We actually went to a water park up in Queensland one time, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't super hot, but we didn't freeze to death either.
Okay.
I mean, we go during the American summer most of the time anyway because Amanda's a school teacher and that's when she's off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it ends up being the best time for everybody anyway. So
When's your next trip back planned?
I don't know. Hopefully in the next year or two, I should go before my niece and nephew who have never met graduate high school.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, they're only 5 and 3 right now, but yeah, if I'm not careful, they'll be graduating high school or college.
Yeah, that does tend to happen. The kids do grow up quickly.
Yeah, but we
very
got to save
quickly.
money for some airline tickets and all that stuff first. So
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
Bring pay the advance check bag fee for the extra bags you're gonna be bringing back with you. Take some
Yeah,
empty bags with you.
that's what we normally do. Is like we normally take like one suitcase each down, and then like we have some really nice duffels, and I shove them into the bag,
Mm-hmm.
and then we usually fill it full of stuff to bring back. So yeah, there's usually two go with us and four come back. A lot of it's usually like snack foods and stuff that I like down there. I bring back with me to get myself it going for a while.
That's a good idea. I I can't do that when I'm going to San Francisco, but I did. I didn't. I put extra bags when I went to Quilt, Wyoming, so that when I came back home, I had extra bags to put stuff in on the way back. Of course, I do have one advantage. I'm always taking dog food with me, and the dog food gets
Right.
eaten, so on the way back, I don't have that space taken up.
Yeah.
Patricia is asking if your wife is also from Australia.
No, she is American. And Joan was asking if I ever finished the dump truck quilt. No, I have not. I do need to pull that out and get that finished sooner rather than later
Oh
as
yeah.
well. That's on the short list.
Let's see.
I'm the only Aussie here.
Katie was agreeing with you on how time flies. Um, her oldest granddaughter graduates ninth grade. Um, she's gonna be a freshman. I don't know how that even happened, right? Oh, good night, Dorlin.
Hi, Laurelyn.
She has PT early in the morning. Sleep well. Put some fabric on the way to bed. I hope PT goes fantastic for you. Let's see. Dahlia says, "Yeah, it just seems like yesterday they were born." I know, right? They do grow up so fast. I've got two great nieces that are still in preschool, but the first time that I saw the oldest of the two that lived closest to me, the first time I saw them, the oldest could not sit still. She's a little bit better now, but it's just amazing how fast these kids grow. It doesn't feel like they should be as old as they already are. I hope they get to come back next year.
That'd be fun.
I think we're going to plan a little bit better so they can see the July parade and come to the rodeo because they've never been to a rodeo. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I never went to the rodeo. We always had one in town every year, but never went for whatever reason.
Well, they were just leaving as the college finals rodeo came to town and opened up. Oh, Judy's going off to bed as well. Sleep well.
I
Got
should
some
finish a
fabric on the
koala
way
block.
there.
Is that
Huh?
just finishing up a koala block? I wonder if that's the Elizabeth Hartman one because that's a
Oh,
fun project.
yeah, it is. I've seen that project. So one of I don't know if you caught Show and Tell, which was this past Tuesday. I had to delay it because I didn't have power on the first Tuesday. Um, but with Show and Tell, one of my subscribers sent in her Elizabeth Hartman Show and Tell project with the animals
Uh-huh.
holding up the different quilt blocks. And
Yes.
I don't know, how she chose her fabrics or whatever, but her backgrounds were really close to the color of the deer antlers and the bunny rabbit or whatever animals were in there was really close in color. And so
Right.
when she long armed it, she couched yarn in to outline the different animals.
Oh,
to
nice.
highlight them. It's really such a cute idea.
Yeah, I'll do back and watch that because I didn't catch that this week. But yeah, it sounds fun. That is a project that I've thought about doing, and came very close to buying the kit for that when I was at QuiltCon early this year.
Okay.
But I saw the kit. It wasn't a bad price. I think it was like $149 for the pattern and all the fabric for it, which I thought
Oh
was a
wow,
fair price.
that is a fair
And so
price.
yeah, and so I thought about it for a minute. I texted Amanda. She said go back and buy it, and then I wandered around the vend. I couldn't find the stall again for some reason. It took me 30 minutes to find the stall, and by the time I got back to the vendor place, it was gone. It was sold out. So I guess I figured, oh well, it wasn't meant to be. But I'm thinking about using like scrap fabrics for that pattern if I end up doing it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't know. We'll have to see how time goes with that one.
True. Katie's asking if I liked all the quilts she posted. Yes, I loved them. They were fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing them. I love being able to see what everybody's working on or has accomplished and being able to celebrate that. It's fantastic.
What I got done so far.
Oh, I love it. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. So
So that's
the
done.
only thing I've accomplished so far is I've gotten the sashing on. I've got the rest of the block pieces trimmed. So now I've just got to sew them together so I can press them and start sewing them onto the blocks. And I'll still need to trim those blocks down just a hair. Um, oh no, Katie says she's got to get all of those quilts bound, but one of them she can't figure out where she put the binding. That's fair. I do that all the time. Um, oh, Patricia, you can do it. You can do it. Just take your time. She says she's got the produce section quilt kit. She's had it forever, but the tiny pieces are intimidating. Don't don't look at the whole quilt. Look at just the one section at a time. And you don't eat an elephant, by swallowing the
Yeah.
whole thing. You eat an elephant by one bite at a time. So do the same
Okay.
thing
So
with that.
with that pattern, start with the easy ones first. I've done that pattern and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was really good. The banana block, if I remember correctly, was really easy. It was like 15, 20 pieces. It wasn't very much. So the banana block is one that I would recommend. It's close to the beginning of the pattern. Each one's its own chapter. So the banana one would be really easy to work on. Let me pull that pattern up again real quick. I think the apple was fairly simple, if I remember correctly. The cherries weren't terrible either. Let's go back and look at it real quick.
From the Elizabeth Hartmans that I've worked on, my one recommendation is um, test your seam allowance before
Yes.
you get started. So definitely test your seam allowance. There's a little test always at the beginning for patterns. Test your seam allowance. Make sure that you're getting the seam allowance correct. And that will be the key to your success as you get through the smaller pieces. I can tell you when
I'm
I
just trying
didn't
to remember which.
test. Oh, Katie, she says that the chat's doing weird things. Yeah, it is doing weird things tonight.
I'm just trying to remember which ones it is. Yeah, the banana was easy. The looks like the oranges wasn't too bad. The pear wasn't terrible either. The pineapple, leave that one to last. That one is probably the most challenging block out of the lot. And the blueberries, those things were a little bit of a challenge. The grapefruit and the lemon weren't terrible. The strawberry wasn't too bad either. But yeah, start with the banana and oh, hang on, what's that one there? The peach, I think it is. That one's actually even easier because it's just like two snowballs and you're done. And the plum wasn't bad either. So start with those easy ones, and then you will be absolutely golden. By the time you've done a couple of them, you'll be super confident and you'll be able to finish the whole thing.
Yeah, and just I mean, so some of the quilts that I've been working on lately, I've done them as block of the month, even though they're not technically block of the month type patterns. I've turned them into block of the month so that I only pull out and work on one section per month. So I'm not ever feeling overwhelmed with it. So keep that in mind too. That might be another key to help you with how tiny some of those pieces can be in an Elizabeth Hartman quilt pattern. Just do one block per month or one block every 2 months or something like that. Do it that way. Hi Rita, welcome in.
Well, you and I did that, didn't we? With
We did. Yeah, with
the
Fab
Fab
Farm.
Farm.
Yep, we sure did. And somebody bought all 4 of my Fab Farm baby quilts.
Oh, nice.
So they all went to new homes.
That's awesome.
Mona says she's got a family of deer eating all of her plants and trees. She wants a deer quilt. I have a funny about deer. So where we live, deer come through the neighborhood. Where I lived on the other side of town, you saw pronghorn, which are not deer, but you over here you see deer. They will come up in your yard. They'll eat whatever you've got, and they are frequently in the schoolyard, which is our backyard fence backs up to the schoolyard. So our fence prevents the kids from getting onto our yard. And the other day there was a deer out there, and my dog for the first time has barked at his first ever deer. He was so proud of himself.
I can just imagine what Finley would do if she saw a deer.
She'd probably have a blast trying to chase it off.
Oh, yeah.
You're invading my yard. How dare you invade my yard?
I remember when we were younger, my parents bought a little farm and they had a couple of corgis, and the corgis started barking at the cows and charging towards it. And the cows just stood there and were like, "What are you going to do to us?"
Exactly.
They didn't care.
Caring is overrated. Oh. Heather had a deer in her backyard a couple of weeks ago, right? Oh, anyone ever had the backing fabric come apart where the binding is sewn on? Had to repair that purple quilt. I've never had fabric fray where the seams come together like that. So when I sew my backing, I do not use a 1/4 inch seam. I typically use a 1/2 inch seam. So I haven't had that happen with any of my more recent quilts. Some of my early quilts, I did have that problem. So yeah, I always do a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the back, because you're not looking at that when you quilt it. You're looking at all the seams on the front. You're paying attention to those. So you might put a little bit more tension on the backing fabric without meaning to. So having a little bit larger seam allowance can be helpful if you've got enough backing fabric to do that. So and sometimes I don't press open. Sometimes I press everything to one side, but usually I'm backing, I do press open if I can.
Yeah, me too.
Rita says in 55 plus years of sewing, she's never had that happen. Well, you've now had a new experience. It happens to the best of us.
Yep.
You haven't had that happen yet, have you, Sean?
No. No,
Yeah,
thankfully.
I just had it happen to my early ones when I really didn't know what I was doing. And I did use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oh no, Heather's phone is dying. Time for bed. Absolutely, Heather. Go put some fabric on the way to bed. Hopefully you can sleep.
Yeah, no, I've been lucky so far. I haven't had that problem.
Rita said, new experience, say instant gray hair, right? Instant gray hair for sure. I'm just sewing half square triangles together, y'all. I promise that's all I'm doing.
F and G. Where's G?
Once I get enough
Oh,
of
there
these
it is.
together, I'll be able to lay a set out so you guys can see what the blocks will look like for this quilt. I've got to get it sewn and quilted by the end of September because it's got to be bound and ready to go home by October 13th. Oh no, Rita says she's gonna have to start using a bigger seam. This one was a pain because it was all quilted and she had to take it all apart to redo the backing. It's not possible. She does not have enough backing. Oh no. Well, what you can do on the current quilt is add an additional strip of different fabric that goes along with it where that seam was. So just add a piece in there and then make sure to press it flat and then re-quilt. That's awesome, Susan. She says she was very pleased with the positive comments on her art quilt in the show and tell video. That's amazing. I loved that quilt. I love that quilt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that video out when I get half a moment.
Yeah. We had, and it was crazy because I decided I would give away a free super chat ticket to whoever could guess how many pictures we had for the night. And without even thinking about it, Linda, our sale lady, put in 156 in the chat. And that was like that was the first number she put in, and it was the right number.
Oh, very good.
So now I did have to go get a couple of pictures that I missed, but I wasn't counting those. I wasn't going to take it back away from her because I messed up.
Right.
But yeah, we had 156 pictures before the couple that I missed, the one or two that I missed, and had to go back and get. It was crazy busy.
So many people to do it.
Yep. And everybody got, I think, 12 tickets. I don't remember. I wrote it down. It's in my app. It's all recorded. Oh, good night, Pat. Have a great evening. Thank you for being here. Go put some fabric on the way to bed.
Did I submit anything for show and tell or not? I can't remember.
You didn't.
Okay.
No, your name wasn't on my list.
Okay.
Yep, you are slacking. You can enter as well.
I know. I thought I sent you a picture of something and you asked if you could use it in show and tell, but maybe that was someone else. I don't remember.
Maybe.
Pitching half the time, so.
Yeah, if you're in the Facebook group, anytime you have something you'd like to show, you can just put show and tell and post the picture and tell me a little bit about it. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to keep track of when it's going to air. That's all my job.
Yep.
So, makes it a little bit easier. We had a couple that posted pictures and forgot to put show and tell on it, so I couldn't share them, unfortunately. Oh, that's fantastic, Susan. She said that she got her ceramic gnome lady back while she was at her daughter's over the weekend. Yay! So when you go see the
very nice.
Yeah, when you go see the show and tell, that's in there as well. The before version of the gnome lady.
Does it have to be a finished object, or is it?
Nope. No requirement. Just has to be something that you worked on.
Okay. Well, that's good.
We've had plants submitted. We've had just blocks to a quilt submitted. We've had beads, like jewelry beads that somebody has made before submitted. We had homemade bread or banana bread or something submitted.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we've had lots of different stuff. I don't require it to be quilting necessarily. Congrats, Bob. You got 3 more blocks done tonight. Christina says we have deer and foxes running in the yard very frequently. I have not had them in my yard yet. If they've been in my yard, they've been in my front yard. I just haven't caught them. I haven't put my cameras up yet. Still working on that part. But we've caught them in the schoolyard a couple of times. And it was just so funny because they've been back there before and the dog has not barked at them before, but last night he did. Last night he was very insistent that that deer did not belong where it was. It feels so
I've
good.
got 3 more blocks done tonight.
Yay! Yeah. Oh, Susan's gonna sew some blocks tomorrow. Definitely try to give your hand some rest. Do as much as you can by machine and rest that hand. You don't want to make it where you can't sew later. So if it's an injury, you want to give your hand a chance to recover. I know how disappointing that is. There was a lot I couldn't do when I needed my wrist surgery. And then when I got my wrist surgery, there was a lot I couldn't do for a while. So, I know how disappointing that can be. Mona says she's got a family of foxes too. They're so beautiful. They're noisy creatures. Foxes are noisy. When I lived in Mississippi, I had a family of possums nearby, and we had families of raccoons nearby. Kind of shocked me a little bit for both of those. And Susan says her daughter had a mama deer and her 2 fawns in her yard. See, there's a lot of yards like across the street. Like we are, like almost every night you can go out and you'll see deer. At dusk or at dawn, you'll see deer in, just across the street from our road where we're on. They are popular over here. They like it. I don't know what people are growing, but there's apparently a lot of it. Whatever it is that they're growing a lot of it, and the deer like it.
There you go.
There was actually a mountain lion in our neighborhood that got reported about too. That one I think has been taken care of. Mona says the raccoons love her chickens. Oops. Probably a more love-hate relationship, isn't it? I don't know that raccoons and chickens necessarily cozy up to each other.
I wouldn't think so, but...
Patricia is off to bed. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, Patricia. Make sure you put some fabric on the way to bed. We'll be calling it a night here in about another 6 minutes or so. 5 or 6.
So I won't be far behind.
I won't be far behind
Sure.
either. I'll go in and take some meds and eat a snack and then be off to bed as well. Oh,
Yeah, see, Christina's, I figure she's either up really, really early or she's staying up really, really late. Because I think she was in our live this morning with Katie.
Oh, okay.
Over there in Sweden, so...
I think she's up early. Katie says humans are encroaching more and more on the wildlife habitats. These things are going to happen. It is. But here in Casper area, we have an appreciation for the wildlife. So we don't, unless they're endangering us or endangering themselves by being too close to us, we don't relocate them. As long as neither species is harming the other. The mountain lion had to be relocated or something. I don't know what, because that one's not a safe animal to have around with all of our pets and such. Our pets would not be able to defend themselves appropriately against a wild mountain lion.
Yeah, I don't want to get anywhere close to one of those things.
They tend to be a little territorial, I've heard.
I wouldn't even know what to do with a mountain lion. Like, I know what to do with a snake or a jellyfish and that sort of thing. I was trained on that, but they didn't teach me in animal safety class in Australia how to deal with a mountain lion or a panther or a jaguar.
Did y'all have mountain lions and jaguars in
No.
Australia? Okay. That would explain why.
Yeah, no, the closest thing we had would have been a dingo, which is just basically a wild dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they taught us not to pick up sticks in the summer times that might not be a stick.
Ooh, that's fair.
Learned not to, how to get out of riptide and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, mountain lion safety was not a focal point of Australian schools.
Yeah, I don't think we I don't think we were taught mountain lions either in Alabama because I don't think, especially not where I lived and where I went to school, it wasn't appropriate for us to need to know. It was call the
Yeah,
authorities and let the authorities handle it. Mona says that the raccoons get to live in another zip code, right? All right, in just a minute, I will have everything pressed and I can lay it out so you guys can see what it's going to look like. I'm going to have to repress probably because I think I'm going to have to press directionally. But it's going to at least be pressed once beforehand. So we shall see. I did some of this on Wednesday at a sew day with some friends, but I didn't get very far. That's what talking will do, slows you down. Okay, so I can just lay one block out, and my keyboard out of the way. Alright, you guys can see how it's going to look. And okay. I know it doesn't show up beautifully on it, but kind of looks pastel, but it's not really pastel.
right.
So that is how the 8 of the 9 blocks will look. There's going to be 9
Oh,
blocks.
very nice.
So the 9th block will have something else in the center, but it will still have the same border.
I'll show you all. I mean, you probably all saw this before, but this is what I got done. And then I'm working on the pumpkin that sits on his head, but that's still like probably 15, 20 minutes away from being done. So you'll have
It's
to
so
come
cute.
back and see that another time because it's time for bed.
It is time for bed. It is. I'm going to have to read Katie's comment though. In case anybody ever wonders, my favorite animal of all time is the polar bear. And Katie is saying that she learned something new the other day about the polar bears in Greenland. There are 4 different groups that aren't related to each other, and they come from different parts of Greenland. One group lives in South
Oh, okay.
Greenland and never leaves the area they are in. That is amazing. Polar bears are
I had
absolutely
no
my
idea.
favorite. So yeah, if you ever see me go to the zoo, if they have a polar bear, you know I'm going to end up at the polar bear exhibit because I have to hang out with my polar bears. I have to. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. If you guys have not checked out Sean's channel, his channel link is should be in the description box. I hope that I put it in the description box. But if
I'm
not,
sure it is.
but if not, look up the guy who sews. You should be able to find his channel that way as well. I will be live again Tuesday night for Tuesday edition, and make sure you check out Sean's channel if you've not checked out his live or any of the content he's put out this past weekend. Make sure that you check out his content and follow him this upcoming weekend as well. And I will see you guys on Tuesday night for Tuesday edition, and then Friday will be Yuletide Sampler with Alicia and Kathy. I can't talk. It's too late, guys. I can't talk. So make sure on your way to bed you pat some fabric, put some needle and thread to fabric, get that dopamine hit, that serotonin boost. You know you want it. And be safe, be well, and bye.